Well, Dan, just 2 years after taking over the program, head coach Darryl Day was able to do something that hadn't been done in 20 years. Well, Mike, the Lamar Tigers may have fell short of breaking an all-time scoring record this evening, needing 63 points to surpass the national mark of 903. Well, after last week, the biggest question surrounding the Pittsburg State football program was how the team would respond following a loss. And after today, that question has been answered. Dan, with the Gorillas' loss here today, this becomes the first Fall Classic matchup since 2010 that technically wasn't an upset. It's 3:30 in the afternoon at Pittsburg State University. The Gorilla women's basketball team is hitting the court inside John Lance Arena, preparing for their upcoming opponent this weekend, but keeping in mind their ultimate goal, and that's getting back to where they were 2 years ago. Welcome inside Cardinal Stadium, site for Webb City's Friday afternoon football practice and home of the 10-1 Cardinals, a program that closes out the week on a 9-game win streak and finds itself one step closer to claiming a 4th consecutive state title. For the first time in over 4 months, the Pittsburg State Gorillas are back on the football field as a team. And even though the offseason may seem long to some players, the start of preseason camp couldn't come soon enough for sophomore running back Jeff Siebold.
Oh yeah, I'm real excited. I've been thinking about this since summer started. Just feels great to be back too and on the field, back in the uniform, you know.
It's Thursday afternoon in Carl Junction, Missouri, and you can find head football coach Doug Buckmaster inside Bulldog Stadium getting his team ready for next week's district final, a game that CJ hasn't seen on its schedule in over a decade.
My fan club is kind of embarrassing, but it's kind of fun to have my brothers and sisters and nieces and nephews like cheer on, but I always tell them to be quiet when I run.
10-year-old Haven Shepard lost both of her legs when she was just 14 months old, but that hasn't stopped her from competing in the sport she loves.
Right bozo flex. Right bozo flex. Go.
For the second time in as many seasons, the Riverton Rams put up a 5-4 record and missed the postseason in Class 3A. But with a talented group of seniors returning in 2013, head coach Derek Ryder says that the team is ready for a fresh start.
But you were saying?
I was only 12 years old the last time the Chiefs went 4-0 to start the season. 9 wins to begin the year, and they made the playoffs. See if it happens again.
You were 12 years old.
I was 12. I'm still wearing the same suit from then, too.
That is sad on so many levels.
It is, but it's true. Welcome back to the Sports Feed. We continue tonight by hitting the hardwood. The Oklahoma City Thunder held their home opener this evening by hosting the Phoenix Suns. And the Thunder getting a key piece to their scoring attack back as Russell Westbrook made his first start since suffering a season-ending knee injury back in April. Early on, it didn't look like there was much rust to shake off, though. First quarter, OKC down 4, but Westbrook with the drive and lay-in off the glass. He'd score 21 in his return, but he'd also share the ball as well. As we move to the second, Thunder down 1. Westbrook dishes to Durant, and Durant with the two-handed jam. That put OKC back in front. Then in the second half, the two going to get together again. 2-on-1, Durant dishes to Westbrook, and he returns the favor as Durant slams down the alley-oop. So the Thunder go up by 4, and then in the late stages, they pull away. Westbrook can't get his shot to go, but Serge Ibaka with the rebound, and Kevin Durant going to finish things off as he drains the 3-ball. So Thunder go back up by 4, and they go on to take this one 103-96, handing the Suns their first loss of the regular season. Sticking with basketball, the Pittsburg State men's and women's teams held their annual autograph day on Saturday afternoon, with the team signing posters and posing for pictures with fans outside Carney Smith Stadium. The Gorillas won't play any home games for another few weeks, but with both teams having already wrapped up their exhibition schedules, the event served as a chance for the student athletes to get out into the community and connect with the public.
I want you to remember, if you honor the man, he honor you. If you honor the man, he honor you. Remember, D-Moore. Remember, D-Moore. Remember, D-Moore. Remember. Remember! Remember! Let's have a party!
Well, that was head coach Darrell Day and the Missouri Southern football team last night after the Lions pulled off the upset against Pittsburg State 35-21, a result that allowed Southern to both celebrate a long-awaited victory and pay tribute to a fallen assistant coach. Well, for a fifth straight year, Carney Smith Stadium in Pittsburgh was the site for a junior college bowl game. And Sunday afternoon, it was the Tyler Apaches and Garden City Broncbusters squaring off in the football capital of Kansas Bowl. If you were hoping for warm conditions in this one, you were out of luck with temperatures sitting in the low 20s around kickoff, but we'll pick things up in the first half, and the Apaches getting the scoring started off early as Randy Price hands off to Terrence Taylor up the gut and in for 6. And when it's this cold outside, you don't waste any time celebrating. You go to the sidelines and warm up your toes. Now we move forward a few possessions. Tyler working near its own goal line, and Taylor gets stonewalled inside the end zone, so Garden City able to get on the board with a safety, and that would lead to this. Jake Curran working inside the red zone and finds Montario Birchfield. The 11-yard strike, putting the Busters in front 9-6, a lead that would slip away quickly as Price looks down the field and Devontae Derricott hauls it in to set him up inside the 10. And a few plays later, they would go ahead and punch it in as Taylor gets the pitch and finds his way in for the score. Apaches go back out in front, and there would be no looking back from there as they hang on to win this one, 47-21 the final. Now let's check out some Division II action from Saturday. Pitt State taking on Southwest Minnesota State in the Mineral Water Bowl. We'll pick things up on the first possession of the game. Charlie Kern rolling to his right, but Avery Adair pokes the ball loose. Joe Uzzle with the scoop, and he'll just take it in for 6. So just like that, the Gorillas jump out to an early lead. But both teams would trade a couple scores to make it 17-14, and late in the first quarter, the Gorillas would get the run game going as Jeff Siebold takes the handoff near midfield, busts through the line and into the open field. He's got some room, and he'll take that 52 yards for the touchdown, so Pitt takes a 10-point edge. And a few minutes later, they'd extend it as Anthony Abinoa fires one across the middle of the field, finds Austin Daniel near the 40, and he'll turn on the Jets to take that in for his first score of the season. 59-yard strike extends the lead to 17, and they weren't done there. A few possessions later, offense staying hot. Abinoa on the play action tosses one up for Connor Combs, and he snags it out of a defender's hands. 7-yard score extends the margin to 24, and there was a lot more where that came from. Next possession, Pitt just pouring it on as Abinoa tosses the deep ball again and finds John Brown for the 43-yard score. He'd end the day with a team-high 156 yards, and the Gorillas go on to win this one big, 90-28 the final, a performance that players say was initiated the night before the game when the Gorillas held their final team meeting of the season.
Honestly, I was pretty nervous about how the game was going to start up until last night's team meeting, and everybody just solidified that they were, 100% into it, ready to go out there and play one last time and bring another win home for the Gorillas.
I'm really proud of the team. We came out and I feel like we played harder than we ever played before. We just knew it was the last time, so we just gave it all we got.
Well, it's been a long offseason, but it's finally time for some NFL football. And the Kansas City Chiefs got their season underway this afternoon as the team traveled to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. We'll pick things up early in the first. Chiefs down 2-0, but within striking distance. 2nd and 6, Alex Smith connects with Jamal Charles on the slant route. That set up a 1st and goal at the 5, and on the very next play, Smith going to the air again as he hangs in the pocket and finds Donnie Avery for the score. Extra point would make it 7-2, and on the ensuing drive, the Chiefs defense would go to work. Blaine Gabbert looking for Cecil Shorts, but he's going to find Brandon Flowers. As Flowers picks it off and gets going down the field, avoiding tackles and making it to Jacksonville's 21-yard line. That would set the Chiefs up with great field position. And a few plays later, Smith would find Junior Hemingway in the back of the end zone for 6. Chiefs scoring early and often in this one as they tack on a few more for good measure and go on to win 28-2, a margin of victory that the Chiefs quarterback was happy with in his first start with the team.
I mean, it's always easy to go watch the film and try to get better off of a win. That's the goal. Yeah, it's early on. Were we perfect out there? I mean, heck no. But we got the W, and then we look at it and we get better and we move forward. But finding a way to win is the most important thing. I think the best stat, going back to it, the best stat of the night for us offensively was the efficiency in the red zone. And when you get your opportunities down there, if you can take advantage of them and get 7s, those are game changers. So.
St. Louis also in action this afternoon. Rams hosting the Arizona Cardinals to open up their season. We'll pick this one up late in the second half. Rams trailing 10-3, but set up inside the red zone. Sam Bradford finds Jared Cook near the sideline, and Cook stretching out as he tries to stay in bounds. Referees will discuss it, and he got in. 13-yard strike ties things up at 10. The Rams would add a field goal to take the lead, but now let's move to about the 10-minute mark in the third quarter. Rams backed up near their own end zone. Bradford's pass is tipped by Matt Shaughnessy. Dan Williams is going to intercept it and just fall into the end zone. Pick six gives Arizona back the lead, but this one would go down to the wire. Game tied at 24 with under a minute left to go, and the man with ice in his veins, Greg Zuerlein, tries for a 48-yard field goal and nothing but net for the former Missouri Western Griffin. That would do it as the Rams hang on to win this one at 27-24 the final. And switching to the college ranks, the Pittsburg State Gorillas won their season opener last night, absolutely blowing out Northeastern State 46-6. The Riverhawks may have held John Brown scoreless, but junior quarterback Anthony Abinoa had no trouble spreading the ball around through the air, passing for 228 yards and 3 scores, 2 of which were to junior wideout Gavin Lutman. Even though Brown receives a bulk of the attention from opponents' secondaries, the Gorillas feel comfortable with the depth that they have at the receiver position.
Yeah, I thought the whole group of them, played pretty nice. Gavin, Gavin's a good player, and he had a really nice evening, and everybody's going to be aware of who and where John's at, and so that really kind of opens up some things for some other guys, and our other guys took advantage of it.
I'm not scared to throw it to any receiver. I trust all of them to catch the ball and do what they can do. I mean, they all have their own talents and their own ways of playing, and if they're open, I'm going to throw them the ball.
It's not too late to go vote for our Roper Honda Team of the Week. This week's candidates are the Carl Junction Bulldogs, who beat Carthage 63-32, the Chanute Blue Comets, who outlasted Mulvane by a score of 28-21, and the Yates Center Wildcats, who earned their first win since 2010 on Friday night, beating Sedan 48-22 on the road. A lot of baseball and a lot of football going on today, and Jordan's just over there wondering when the NHL season is going to start.
No kidding.
Me too. I'm with you.
And Nick Kelly, you're a Blues fan. You're a
Blackhawks.
Blues.
So Nick and I don't get along.
2 against 1. Coming up next, a young